Leo Varadkar banked on Remainers in London, or possibly Theresa May herself, derailing Brexit, only to watch helplessly as his gamble backfired disastrously, paving the way for Prime Minister Boris Johnson to be elected, a former diplomat has said. Ray Bassett analyses the situation Ireland faced after the 2016 referendum during his new book, Ireland and the EU Post-Brexit, and his conclusions will make hard reading for the country's former Taoiseach. Mr. Bassett suggests in the course of his book that Mr. Varadkar was essentially insulated from reality by civil servants who were totally immersed in the culture of the EU. As such, the Fine Gael leader had been unable to countenance the idea of the UK actually breaking away from Brussels, Mr. Bassett claims. Mr. Bassett, Ireland's former ambassador to Canada, Jamaica and the Bahamas, told Express.co.uk, Leo was totally supported by senior officials inside the civil service and especially by Ireland's diplomats. Clearly, Leo placed a heavy bet on the Remainers succeeding in London or alternatively on Theresa May delivering a very anemic Brexit. As such, Mr. Varadkar, who stepped down as Ireland's leader last month, with Fianna Fáil leader Michael Martin replacing him, had done everything in his power to thwart the democratic outcome in the UK, Mr. Bassett said. He added, "It was a major gamble which risked seriously alienating Brexit supporters and especially the Conservative Party. The gamble failed and Ireland is now facing a very difficult situation. It is clear that Leo was encouraged by Remainers in London, some holding very high posts in government. He was also greatly encouraged by the EU Commission. Opposing a fair deal for the UK was never in Ireland's interests. It was a huge blunder." Mr. Bassett identifies Mr. Johnson's predecessor as a weak link during the course of his book, but says both Brussels and Dublin overplayed their hands. He writes, Theresa May proved to be a very poor Prime Minister, but she was prepared to be reasonable in the Brexit negotiations, probably too reasonable. Unfortunately this was not reciprocated on the EU and indeed Irish government side.